Hello guys, here's Vivian. Today we're gonna get our hands on, eyes down on another magnet switch keyboard, which is Aula HERO 68. And let's check out what's inside of Hero's box. Okay, let's get popped into inside of the box. So we've got dust cover and a manual in multi-languages, and we got this little quick operation guide, which is Aula always have that inside of their box. And for boxes, we've got a very normal Type-C cable. It's not braided, just because the Type-C is on the side, so they make it angle, pretty detailed. And we've got switch puller and keycap puller, two of the extra switches, and also for all of the magnet switch keyboard, we've got the stripes for it. And that's pretty much it for the accessories. And the main character, the star, is the Hero 68HE. Okay, so on Aula's website, they've got 3 different colors for Hero 68HE. So one is the white, one is the pink, and the other one is the purple. And each of the colors had a different price. I believe the pink one was like $75.99, and purple one was $79.99, and the white one, that's the special one, and that's the most cheapest one, is the $65.99. And for the white one, it's a special one because it's got 2 of the switch option, and one of the switch is, I believe, was like $65.99, and the other switch is cheaper, which is only the $59.99.
So if you're looking for like a cheaper but pretty looking switch keyboard,
I believe it's one of the pretty good option. Okay, so just look at the keyboard itself. So pink is one that I got, and it's in gradient pink from the light to the dark, and the whole keyboard is made with plastic. It's pretty light for that. And the 4 of the rubber feet on the back, there's no rise stage feet for that. And I sort of like the color, it's pretty nice since it's in gradient, and also a side print for the keycaps. Keyboard got certain angles, which is for the typing, which just makes sense. And on the top of there, you guys can see that it's sort of see-through pink box. So this is the one I believe is the light box, because I believe one of the biggest point for this keyboard is the RGB, which we're gonna check out in a little bit. A little place for the stripes, and on the side, it feels like a little middle part. It feels a little cold, so I believe the material should be like a middle-ish. It's matte pieces to put together with the keyboard. I didn't see any of the open space for this keyboard,
which is very interesting. We're gonna check out a bit.
Okay, so just quickly jump into the keycaps and the switches. And for the keycaps itself, at first I thought it's MOA profile, but I feel like the edge is a little sharper than the MOA. So I don't know if you guys can see. It's sort of like a MOA profile, but it's a little sharp. It got like a sharp edges for the keycap. So I'm not sure if it's MOA or semi-MOA and cherry. And the keycaps is double shot, side printed.
Pretty well made keycaps.
Remember, I've reviewed one of their cheaper version keyboard. It's called like a Win60. So for that keyboard, the keycaps were actually pretty thin. This one is actually thicker than the one that I reviewed before, which is pretty nice. And the one that I got is the pink color, and it came with this called Black King magnet switch. I believe it's made by Aula, because I don't see any names. So the whole thing is in black, and the stem is in bright yellow, which is pretty nice. Also got like a light column for that, which is pretty nice. So it's by Leo Bog, I see on the bottom. And let's check out the sound first. Pretty clicky. So the accretion force is about 33, bottom force is about 53. Initial magnetic flux is about 85. Bottom flux is about 480, so pretty well range. And for this keyboard itself, the basic standard polling rate is 8K, but it can up to 128K, so which is pretty well ranged and pretty fast as well for a gaming keyboard. Okay guys, so now we are at the moment to open up the keyboard, so just give me one moment. Okay guys, so I have taken off all the keycaps and we can see that it actually is screw-in plate. So let's unscrew it. Okay, let's unplug the switch first.
A few moments later.
Okay, so I have to take off all the switches and now we are unscrew the plate. Okay, so I've checked there's no any of the structures, it's just a no structure keyboard. And then when I tried to get a place and I realized it's actually have screws through the PCB. So we're gonna unscrew on this side as well. Let's go.
Later.
Okay, so there's massive of all the screws. So I've taken everything off and this is the plate and it's made with metal. It's very clean look, and factory loop stabilizer, and that's put on the side. Okay, so underneath the plate there's a PO sandwich foam, pretty straightforward. Whole piece, it's pretty thick, pretty nice foam actually. You got some of the bounciness, and then underneath that there's a very thin of the fiber switch layer. It's very thin. It looks like little face. Okay, so underneath that screaming switch layer, and there's the PET sound pad. It's very thin, see-through. Okay, and then underneath that is the PCB. It's matte. I feel like this PCB is pretty good quality because it feels nice. It got certain ways and has swappable for sure. South-facing RGB, got everything you need for that keyboard. And there's a little cables to connect to the Type-C place, so I'm not gonna take that off. And that's the back of the PCB. And let's put that on the side. Just gonna be very careful and just holding that. Okay, so underneath that there's a bottom cotton. Also a very thin layers to fill in the space between the PCB and the bottom silicone pad. That's it. Let's put on the side. And there's more screws, and that's the screws to stay to put the LED lights to stay in the place. So I'm not gonna remove that, but that's where all the LED lights. You can see there's a bunch of the little light bulbs right there, LED. And then the white part is the silicone pad, and that's the layers to fill in all the space between this plastic case to fill in the space, so you have a very nice sound for the keyboard, which I'm not gonna take that off as well. And guys, that's everything. So even though this keyboard, it doesn't really have like fancy structures, but it got all the different layers that that's inside of this keyboard. So pretty well made actually. And now it's time to put everything back. So RGB was definitely one of the biggest point for Hero 68HE. So it got several of the light effect. And the light box was definitely one of the brightest point as well. there's several of the light option for that as well. I like the gloomy one. Okay guys, so after reviewing a Hero 68HE, let's talk about pros and cons a little bit. And so the whole keyboard is in very pretty colors, and also on their website also have a pretty wide range of the color options, which is so far on the market, or the keyboards that I reviewed. Magnet switch keyboard are always only in black or white, so it's my first time actually seeing like a pink magnet keyboards. So girl gamers, this is a pretty nice colors for you to choose for. And then also the price wise, Aula give a pretty wide range, all the way from $59.99 to a $79.99, so which is pretty wide range, and you can choose either of the switches that you wanted to pick. And one of the downside that I've seen is that only the Type-C connections, compared to all the other keyboards on the markets that have like a 3-way connections, are a little down about it. But to keep up with the 8K polling rates, I feel like it makes sense, because Aula is from 8K all the way to 128, so that's pretty well range as well. And to keep that speed, I mean, wired always more stable than the Bluetooth and the 2.4, which just makes sense. And the whole case is made with the plastic. Definitely not look as nicer as the aluminum case keyboards, but you know, and that's one of the reasons it will be nice for your pockets. So what do you guys think? Okay guys, so after reviewing Aula HERO 68HE, what do you guys think about this keyboard? Are you gonna get this keyboard? Please let me know in the comment below. If you liked today's video, please give me a thumbs up. Until next time, hands on, eyes down. Let's keep on typing.